There we go. All right. There we go.
I gotta update the info for
All right.
casters. I gotta update the info for
All right.
casters. I gotta update the info for
All right.
casters. I gotta update.
All right, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. We're doing some more CPL preseason action. We're doing week 2, group 17, which is going to be about the middle level of skill for the players. And I'm Saetzero. Tonight I am joined by Not Lemon slash
Yo, what's up,
How you doing
everyone?
tonight? How you doing?
Not tonight. You caught yourself there. Just got up. Looking
No.
forward to a long day of Starcraft.
It's tonight for me. It's 6 p.m. for me.
I know, but it's kind of like you say that to the Australian, it's like taunting them.
Well, it's not my fault you live in that part of the world. Okay.
Yeah, I'm excited after the team reveal just happened. I'm pretty keen.
So before we get in, did you check out the results? What do you think of the teams?
I'm only looking at my own team so far. I like it. I gotta warn people. All the staff members are in my team, so if you find a walkover you didn't expect, you know why. Watch out, everyone.
Yeah, we addressed that. If you look at the background we had, Snipe is holding money in the background. It was a cartoon drawing. He's holding money. So everyone knows what's up. We're going to be the villains, and I'm okay with that. It's going to be fun. But
well, I mean, the main thing I'm thinking about is like this is the first time I'll be an assistant coach, not a player. Oh wait, no, I've got a tier 1 role, or is that just residual? Now I'm not sure.
That could be something to be updated. We didn't implement tier 0 yet, so if you're meant to be tier 0, it's not assigned yet.
Yeah, as my understanding, I would be. So yeah, let's go with that. But yeah, it's the first time we'll be not playing in the main tiers. Which kind of makes me sad because I didn't have like one season where I crushed everyone. They're like, geez, we better move this Nebline guy up. It's just like, well, I lost every match last season. Let's put this guy in coach. I'll teach them how to lose with style.
I mean, you'll teach me how to defend like a 2-pack push, and that's all I need to know, man.
That's all you need to know, you reckon? Ooh, all right. Good luck to you.
Yeah, I'm feeling okay. So I'm going to get started into our first game tonight.
All right.
So we got a smaller group tonight. I wanted to make sure we kept it a little short and we finished on time because later tonight there's another cast from Least and Cold Warp Gates. So
wow,
so much content tonight.
I will say me and Always Lose casting tomorrow as well. It's non-stop with the cast.
Oh, you're casting? Yeah, jeez, like you got spoiled. you got spoiled. So in the top middle of Neo Sylphid, we have Eddie in the blue Terran, and we have
Desmond Tutu.
I'm calling him Des. You can deal with it.
Yeah, Des is how he goes by. Des is definitely how he goes. Yeah.
And he's Saint the Scholar.
Yeah, that's right. He knows the pain that he inflicts upon others.
I love these people. Like these are like unpronounceable names. And it's just like this is the name I go by. Like, how did they never address that? Like when they get in a chat with someone and they're playing games, like. So how do I pronounce your name? Like, what do they go? Do they just go,
Well, in the normal, universe of Starcraft, no one has to use their actual voice. They just type it, right?
Yeah, but I actually know that from people, like, in the gaming communities, when you meet them in real life. Like, so how do you pronounce your username?
Oh, yeah.
I have no idea. Like, they don't
Well, I've never been to a LAN or anything. I always wondered what it'd be like, because someone would introduce themselves. Would I say, like, hey, I'm Neblime, or would I say this is my real name? And then, like, people forget to use my real name, or, like, are they supposed to call me Neblime? I don't know. It seems weird.
You introduce yourself the way you want to be called after they've met you. Like,
Alright, I'm Neblime in real life now. Yeah, that would be weird. No. I reckon I'd go with my real name.
So, looking at the very beginning, nothing unusual about the opening. So, perfect pool, we're in the hatchery, build that barracks, but not a wall in front. Seems pretty reasonable.
Ooh, but gas.
So, is this like an indication of like some kind of live build, some kind of factory build?
I mean, these days, most of the time it's Goliath build, but I will say the only thing Terran is committed to at the moment is getting a factory and a vulture. A lot of the time you do see Goliath build. I say he has to get a vulture, but you could just go double Starport. But he definitely has to get a factory with this guy.
I wasn't paying really close attention. Did Eddie particularly move his SCV in a way that, because I see a lot of fog revealed further right than I was expecting. Was that intentional to dodge the overboard?
No, I believe. Oh, no. I think it's normal. I think it was just a misclick, maybe getting out of his base in the first place, because I don't know what you'd be doing with that.
I mean, maybe it's just because
I think the other would have seen him anyway,
I think
is why I'm doubting.
It does send it straight to the main route into the natural. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah. Okay, so there's 2 hatch build coming up for Dez. Probably going to put a lot of pressure on Mutalisk here, I'm expecting. And so we will probably see Eddie go into those ever popular Goliaths.
So what is the strength of like the Goliath? I mean, obviously it's strong, very easy to control, anti-Mutalisk protection, good strong,
Yeah.
basic unit comp. But like, is that like a good build for Sylphid? Is it kind
Well,
of plug and play anywhere?
definitely you can do it on pretty much any map. The fundamental concept here is that if Terran is going bio, they're sort of on a timer in a sense that they get out and like stop Zerg from growing, because if Zerg gets to a certain point, kind of doesn't matter how much bio you have, they can crush you. Like if you're maxed, there's nothing you can do. Whereas with mech, it's pretty much the opposite. Like Zerg has to stop you before you get to a certain point, or you're just going to become unbeatable. So that's kind of the whole point of going for any mech openings, just to get into that mech where you're in that kind of situation. And like mech transition as well, it's the same concept. Of course, if you can just do a push and kill the Zerg, that's fine. But a lot of the time with mech, you don't have to.
So, like, what would be an indication here between, like, someone maybe committed to, like, old school traditional slow pushback versus, like, a Goliath build versus, like, a 1-1-1?
Well, with the Goliath build, you inevitably transition into what you're calling old school mech with a lot of tanks just sitting on your ass. That's just what you do in late game. The Goliath build just gets you there, right? Because Zerg is coming hard with their lair tech, probably mutas, right? Wait, that lair is so late. I just realized, did he get Ling speed? I don't know. Hang on. Abort this discussion. That lair is super late, dude.
To my knowledge, he did. He actually
Oh.
got hydrogen already.
Oh, he has a 3rd hatch. I missed that. Yeah, he actually got a 3rd hatch here. So never mind, that's all good. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, about mech, right? Yeah, this Goliath build is just designed to get you past Zerg's power spike with lair tech. And then eventually, you know, you can take in a 3rd base, transitioning to a lot of tanks. In the late game, you don't need that many Goliaths because you have a couple vessels, and like with strong upgrades, Mutalisks aren't that good. So the Goliaths are really just to get you past the early game. And what Terran wants to do is be in that late game with like 50 tanks and, you know, mines everywhere, couple vessels, Goliaths.
Is there like an indication though that what you're looking for? Because like if you saw like Dez put his Overlord into the main, he might lose it to the Marine, but he would at least see the armory for sure. He would see the factories.
Yeah.
Like, is that like worth the knowledge of losing the Overlord, or
Did he drone scout? I didn't see if he drone scouted.
But he lost it.
Yeah. Did he see the gas?
Yeah, the factory was in front of the drone got it.
Yeah, because if you know Terran's expanding, the main thing you want to see is the gas. And well, okay, but he knows it's not like a proxy, is what I mean by that. Like, if Terran has like one barracks and taking gas in their base, they're probably going to be expanding because like you can't really like 2-fac against Zerg. Could be 2-pot Wraith though. But what I'm getting at is that's all Zerg really needs to see. Because if you're going 1-1-1 and then transitioning back to bio, there's a fair bit of time before you can get a lot of bio, so Zerg doesn't have to worry too much about that. They really just have to worry about the technical defense against these vultures coming out and potentially a Wraith. But obviously, since the Goliath build is so popular, a lot of time we do just see that coming out. But that's why he got this Hydrogen early, right? If a Wraith comes out, he can just make a Hydra or 2, not worry about it too much. And now...
I'll switch it after this game. I'm so sorry.
Well, I noticed that. I figured for preseason I wasn't going to say anything. Man, those Lings got a lot of SCVs for nothing.
Yeah, they killed
I don't know why he didn't move...
a couple workers for 3 Lings. That was very value cost. And I think he saw that first Goliath closer to that egg over the Terran base.
Yeah.
We didn't see the armor or anything, which we did see from Terran just finishing Char on booster right now. He should have a good idea of what he's dealing with. What's the proper Zerg response to this? 'Cause I feel like you should be expanding more, not launching this.
Yeah, definitely you need more bases, right? Because your only option is to kind of just have so many bases you can keep throwing stuff at the Terran. But other than that, there are a lot of options. Like you can go straight for Hive and Dark Swarm, which can be kind of effective. You can go for Mass Mutalisk, which he's not doing this time. You can try and just like use Queens. It's tough for Zerg, because once Terran has enough tanks, it's kind of like you can't actually fight. You have to do something other than fighting his army head on. Okay, so Eddie coming out with a bit of a Goliath move out here, but I think this is ill-advised. With no tanks, these Hydras can shred these Goliaths.
Yeah, that's more than enough Hydra to kill 5 Goliaths without
He smartly pulls back, but there's no bunker here. So I think these Hydras are actually just going to smash through. When you do this build, it's extremely important that you have a bunker until siege mode is done. But he lost his Marines, and the bunkers are just starting. More Hydras go down. That's too many Hydras, man. And he doesn't really have anything.
You say a bunker, but there's no Marines.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you could say that's another mistake. Like, especially if you can scout the Zerg is making Hydras, they're not going straight for Mutalisks, you just will not survive out of bunker. We can see why here. So unfortunately, I think 80 is about to get destroyed.
I mean, you can always say, like, this is the complaint you have about Hydra Mustang and Terran, that Hydra takes so long to build, but you're just not a fighting unit with their spider mines.
Yeah.
Rings,
GG. Well, that was a nice, quick TVZ discussion and then game. Honestly, like I kind of thought both players looking pretty good. Eddie's build looking strong, except he's just not taking that step of to get in the bunker, which is. And I think he moved out there looking for intel, and boy, he found it.
I mean, that always makes me feel dangerous if I was going to play a Terran player. Like, I wouldn't want to do these kind of mech openings just because it feels so dangerous to do it myself. Just assume you're going to get away with it, okay?
I mean, I just don't like dealing with Mutalisk with it. That's why I don't do it.
I mean, that seems reasonable as well. Going into our second game, we're going to see Dez again. This time he's against Gorgonov. So we got on the bottom left side are Protoss. It is Gorgonov. He's called Fight Raiju because he wants to make my life a living hell. When I have to remember who it is. And in the bottom right, in that really pretty kind of blue actually for Zerg, is Dez.
I call it a gray.
I mean, it's definitely blue. It's like a twilight.
Is it though?
It's like a twilight blue.
Oh, okay, yeah, I can see it if I zoom in.
No, it's definitely blue. If you want
Well,
to
you're on
talk about
Carbot,
color,
right?
let me know.
You're on Carbot. That
God,
changes
I
it a
did
bit.
change it.
Yeah, when I zoom in, I think I agree, but like, it's mostly grey in my
after
opinion.
this game, remind me to change it.
Sure.
Either that or I
Sure,
can
that'll
just make
happen.
it play in like 1984 graphics. We're not doing that. We're gonna look
1998,
at these
you mean?
animations.
Let me turn it on real quick. Oh man.
It's so bad.
Well, it
So
is
bad.
it is worse than it actually was. Like, you know, it's actually broken compared to original Starcraft.
I can't even say that because when I played original Starcraft,
It's true.
I had an old CRT, not even a flat screen, so there's like no comparison. I'm like, this looks good or not? Because I'm used to playing
That's
it,
fair.
looking at it bad, and when it had the problems with like Windows XP, Windows 7, where it had the color issues. So
Oh yes. Oh my god. I forgot about that. I forgot about that. Oh, so many games played like that. I just got used to it and just ignored it because I didn't know about MCA launcher or anything at the time. Oh.
Lots of neon green. So from Des, we do see an overpool opening, really standard. From our pros player, we see a Forge Expand opening, really standard. Both players just kind of doing what you should be doing.
Yeah, Gorgonov doing that wall you mentioned where it's like, I don't know what to do, so I'm going to do this double slot. Maybe that is the best wall in this position. I don't know.
It might be, because especially vertical walls, I feel like it's hard to get like really solidly good walls.
Yeah.
Where you have like the Forge against one side and the gateway against the other. You can like put Zealots in the middle and then just one hole. But like in these kind of positions, I actually do not know things better unless you build it into the Nexus placement, but that requires knowledge.
Oh, that probe was slacking. Didn't want to deny this expansion. I think he was looking for some like really sexy overlord timing to like know he's here. But why not just send the probe in, man? I don't know. Maybe he just forgot about the probe. But now this hatchery went down unabated, which is actually pretty good for Zerg. I assume third's going to be coming up soon.
I mean, he's not really banking the money super hard, but we do see another drone going out. So I'm assuming it's for that, not a drone scout.
Yeah. By the way, Gorgonov went Cannon Nexus here as well.
I mean, he didn't see the pool timing as well. It's the kind of thing where you could assume.
But that's also an unforced error with that probe not going in.
Yeah. I mean, having to do Cannon Nexus is not so bad. If you like completely didn't scout the Zerg and you were like, he might not pull me, then you have to do 2 Cannons Nexus. That feels like garbage. This situation is not so bad, but we do see that third taken from Dez up to the north.
Yeah, I like that third position too. That ramp, making it ever so difficult for Protoss to get up there.
So far, Gorgonov doing a good job keeping his scouting probe alive to get some
Don't speak too soon. Oh, okay.
Cast or curse.
Yeah, that's right. This probe's like, shut up, damn you. I want to live.
But it's going towards that third base. Looks like it's gonna see it before it gets killed off.
Yeah.
These links
I mean, I think based on what he sees in the main, he just assumes there is a third going down. But it is good to verify that. Ooh, is he going to go there? Nope, gets
Actually,
taken
yeah,
out.
it looks like it was going towards the other main to check it out, rather than the nearby third.
I think he just clicked it on the map and then his command ran out and it stopped. To be honest, that's what it looked like to me.
Possibly. I don't know. Nothing weird yet for me to play. It's just like the thing when you watch like people doing like, I'm doing standard stuff. So are you. Cool. So it's the first like 5 minutes.
Ooh, look at this. To be honest, when I watch pro games, this does seem to be pretty standard sometimes. Hydra Den coming up for Dez.
I think that's very reasonable, especially like this matchup seems like it's annoying for Zerg compared to what Bros has to do. And if you just wanted to commit to like an early attack.
Wow, are you really a Team Drag player? I thought all day long they're saying, no, it's Zerg OP, you know? That's what I heard.
I mean, wouldn't my Team Dragness go that I'm saying, like, yeah, you should cheese Gorgonov because you ain't gonna beat him otherwise? Isn't that like, I'm supporting the team?
Well, you're saying like Bros is strong and Zerg is weak, which is like the opposite of what I've seen.
No, Zasagi only applies when it costs team matches, then I need to.
Oh, okay, right. Makes sense. Okay. Well, for what it's worth, I do agree with you that I think it can be a bit scary for Zerg, like trying to defend against the massive Protoss army that comes out.
You can already see we're really prepping for some kind of early attack. You got that Hydra list.
Yeah. Taking out that second probe is pretty key here, because Gorgonov could have seen the Hydras if that stayed alive, and he knows what to do.
Oh, if that probe goes out a little bit more, see this buildup of links, he should have an idea of what's going on.
Well, the links came to him, luckily. Yeah, to be honest, if I saw that many links...
It was a lot of them.
Yeah. You definitely want 2 cannons there, just put the second cannon. Oh, second pylon too. So if you're praying for lings only, like 2 cannons is fine, but for Hydras, you need like a lot of cannons.
And Gorg making the proper play rather than a mistake some people make. He made that first Corsair, immediately rushes to the other person's base.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let him start killing Overlord.
Oh, but here comes the attack! And the hole is open, the lings need to get on that cannon. Okay, fighting the Zealots instead, I think is a bit of a mistake here. One link does get in, start doing his damage. Yeah, the cannons aren't out here. Oh, but Dez focusing the forward instead of trying to hit the cannons here, especially since the links could have gone in and hit the cannons pretty easily. I think it's a bit of a mistake, but reinforcements will be rallying through here.
So
I don't know what that Corsair is doing.
You think that's a mistake, but with a Forge dead, he can't make more cannons.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I didn't think of that. Honestly, I think he could have busted in immediately anyway, though, if the lings hit the cannons right away, and then the Hydras, when we're done with the Zealots, hit the cannons as well. Because like, this Forge isn't that far away, and his reinforcements are taking their time getting across the map. Well, this Corsair doing what it can.
You see Gorgonov getting that Templar Archive. He's going to be very far away to get anything that actually helps against fighting these Hydras.
Dude, I think Dez... I think Dez is making a critical mistake here, that he's keeping so many Hydras home. He needs to just rally absolutely everything, because he definitely could have broken those 2 cannons while the Hydras he has on the map if they were here right.
He was trying to fight off the Corsair supply block.
Yeah.
You know what? You can supply block me while you die. Like, I would take that trade.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, it's totally worth it if you kill the Protoss Natural to have, like, you know, 58 out of 7 or something. Like, you can remake those Overlords.
I mean,
I would say you leave just 1 Hydra, right? So that at least there's a clock on it. But yeah, it can still go in. The cannons aren't done. Get him, Dez. Here he goes. But we can see it's just barely out of time. Yeah. If he had all these Hydras here 30 seconds ago, which he could have done, would have been a clean break.
I mean, I do like the reaction he's making, though. He killed the Forge at the front, forced the remake. Knows plus
yeah.
He killed the first gateway. The second gateway's not even making units right now. Finally started making a high Templar, but so late in comparison. And
yeah.
Really turned up on cannons, and he immediately just slammed him forth. I just want to see him drone like crazy right now.
Yeah, I don't like Dez's position much because he only has 3 hatcheries up right now. He's trying to go up to 6. No, sorry, to 5 even. But it's going to be late. This Corsair's getting a couple kills. Protoss going to be coming out with Storm still. Like, his Storm timing wasn't necessarily...
Yeah, I feel like it was like a big advantage for Dez where either he committed to killing him or if he not being an advantage, but he stayed in the
Yeah.
and ruined kind of the.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, in my opinion, his build committed to killing him, or at least doing a lot of damage, but his actions didn't.
Yeah.
There's not many zealots out here, interestingly.
Yeah, Gorgonov really cut zealots to make sure he could build infrastructure and build cannons.
Dude,
early.
this is not enough cannons, though. What if Dez just kept building Hydras? He could have like 20 Hydras right now. And this is not enough cannons.
I mean, you say that kind of logic, but in the same way, if you're experiencing this game from the pro's point of view, if the opponent thought like that, which is like, if I just build enough cannons to kill you, he would have already killed you. He would have killed you 5 minutes.
That's true. I mean, look at these Hydras over here on the right, though. Like, I feel like almost would have enough just with those. Because Storm isn't quite ready, is it? Oh, no, it is now. It is now. Okay, fair enough. With that Storm, probably don't want to be getting in there.
Yeah,
look at this fast lurker
no
timing, though.
The buffer, but now that we have the gateways completed,
Dude.
actually kick in some macro. Like,
Gorgonov can just see those eggs. Like, they're not hidden at all.
I mean, but what are you guys do? You don't have a Robo. You can't afford this. Robo.
He has a Storm.
But this is the kind of thing I'm talking about. Like, why isn't Dez hard expanding, hard running right now? He's making units, but not breaking through. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, I think it does make sense to make maximum units right now, because if you can hold Protoss to 2 bases, you've already got the 3 you need to outlast that. And he even has like a couple extra drones at this 4th. So I think he has the drones he need. I think he should be making pure units right now and just try and hold this position at all costs, because that's basically a win condition. I mean, those lurkers are pretty clustered though. He's going to spread them out. Oh, stop getting shot. Ooh, that's pretty tough. Hang on, I'm going to close my...
This situation is just looking a little bit worse for Gorgonov as the game goes on, but he is still holding strong. He's being really careful to not lose things like in a silly way. Like, he fixed his rally points so they're not like
Yes.
walking past the wall for no reason.
He's being extremely patient, and if you can build up a big enough force, it might pay off. But it gets hard to get out of the scenario location against so many lurkers. Storms can still definitely be very effective.
I do see in the production tab from our Zerg player, he already has the overlord speed, upgrading the transport so he can drop stuff too, maybe a way to break open and pull things from the front to the main.
Yeah, I mean, just if you kill a bunch of probes, it's totally worth it. Because I think what Zerg wants to do here is just drop a couple lurkers. All those lings. I don't know about this.
Yeah, I don't agree.
Oh, he gets the observer! What? Dude, did you see that? It was all planned. That was a sick observer.
Yeah, I'll take that if you were gonna lose like what 6 links and maybe either kill an observer and then there's nothing to see the overlord. That makes sense. I'm on board.
I mean, yeah, the problem is just delays Gorgonov's move out even more. And if he just keeps picking off those observers, there's not much Protoss can do.
These Corsairs, they're just hanging out. Might be able to pick some of these off. Make them drop.
Ooh, the storms have begun. And these lurkers not very well spread are going to get taken out pretty much immediately. Oh, the Hydras! Oh, melted by those storms.
Yeah, that shouldn't have happened. He was paying more attention than he got out of that storm. Like, his vision was good, but especially like he moved the link forward for that attack. He saw like 6 High Templars. At that point, you know you need to be ready to dodge it.
Yeah.
And just unfortunate situation.
Well, do you see why I advocated Zerg not making drones now, though? Because, like, there's no way to defend this 4th. As long as Protoss realizes it's there, he can just stomp on that.
Yeah, but I think if he made the drones earlier, because he's up to a decent amount of drones.
Oh, earlier maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, where the moment you go, he's made a bunch of cannons, he doesn't have units, he can't move out, slam drones. And he just
Okay, but the interval since we discussed it, he was making drones when I think he should have been making units.
Yeah, but like
Ooh, these Corsairs. They find this base. It's pretty key.
Actually see the base? Yeah, they saw a little.
Well, they saw the creep in that hatchery building, so like, I'm pretty sure he knows. And yeah, Zerg can't resist this force on the map. There's just no way, as long as the Templars catch up. Honestly, even if the Templars don't catch up, so he needs to ditch this 4th base. There's just no way. Like, if he brings his lurkers out, he's probably going to lose them all trying to defend it, and then Protoss might be able to bust the natural or something. Well, speaking of... Oh! Yes. Well, I mean, the problem is, even if you do, Oh god, he storms those zealots pretty hard there. Even if you do have them ready over there, there's not a good SimCity there, and you can't really get a very good one. Oh, the drones. Oof. Yeah.
I don't even know why
Pain.
I'm pretending that.
You're going like, yes, get those drones. Oh, man.
It's horrible still.
Yeah, huge damage going down, and Gorgonov taking his third unopposed during...
Yeah, so I think this situation went from being pretty heavily favored for Dez going into a situation where they're having to climb his way out. He's got a good amount of
Yeah.
time to try to fight the
Okay, well, it does save the hatchery, but a lot of drones were lost. Honestly, I feel like Gorgonov could have got that if he focused the hatchery a bit better. Oh, look at this one High Templar. Oh.
Kill it, kill it, kill it!
Oh, the Hydras steal the kill. Rude.
There's no honor in that. We do see things getting reset. Dez did lose a good amount of drones, but actually, if you look at the word count, given how this matchup plays out, it's not so bad. And with all the bases being worked out, but right now, Dez has no real idea about that third base that Gorgonov plans to start establishing. If he can find that, like, he could break it now, but he has to know about it.
I think Gorgonov needs more Templars here because he's banking a lot of gas, and there's one in his army. And Zerg actually build up a reasonable force pretty quickly for a counterattack here. More Protoss stuff is coming out, but he needs to get it all together if he wants to fight this Zerg army.
Especially given the situation, you look at the army that Dez is staying on, as is his Ling Hydra. A couple Archons here would go a long way.
Oh, for sure. You melt those Zerglings. Storms can do the job, though, as long as they're well cut.
I mean, Dez has done a good job.
Oh! Yeah. He needs to stop storming his own zealots, yeah. Thing is, Protoss has +2 here with Zerg only +1 carapace, so the zealots alone can handle the Zerglings pretty well. So I think storming them is really unnecessary. Okay, so it's a decent trade, I think, for Dez, but I think it's to Gorgonov's advantage to have that fight, because as long as he gets some probes here someday, that third is really going to kick in, and Zerg's economy is battered.
I can't even say I thought it was that decent of a fight because Gorgonov had.
Oh, in the main, we didn't see it either.
Oh no! Oh
How
no!
many probes? 8.
Oh no!
11 probes. Oh, in the observatory. Oh, that's you.
Oh dear lord! Not like this. I even pointed out the drop and I just wasn't looking for it because he didn't use it right away.
Yeah,
Look at this
he
giant
struck at the
skirt
perfect
just to make
moment.
Sure. That is fantastic.
Yeah, that is pretty smart. Wow. Jay's bringing it back, man.
Yeah, this went from, like, because the game was like, I'm looking at Gore, I'm like,
Dude, that Robo.
Took one halfway decent, like, bad fight, lost more stuff than he needed to, and then this happened, and this got really bad. really.
Losing that Robo is a huge deal. He has limited observers. If they go down, he's going to be helpless against lurkers. And Des is using this opportunity to drone back.
We even see going in towards the main wave 2 of the attack, 12 Hydras and then 3 Overlords looking to make sure they clean up some of these.
Oh yeah, this might be the finishing blow because Gorgonov still has his army out there anticipating an attack on this third.
Especially since he's gonna kill another observer if he wants to just lurk.
Yeah.
Do a couple lurkers right
Yes,
now.
the Templar Archives. Dude, if he kills everything down to the cyber, Protoss is not going to have Templar again for ages. Okay, I'm sad he's not going for the tech here, but honestly, if Gorgonov doesn't react, he can just kill all these gateways. Here comes Gorgonov with the army though. Isn't even enough? Yeah. Okay, here come the storms, but yeah, the zealots are already gone. Oh, that one wasn't. That one goon doing his best. Oh, not enough. GG, well played, sir. Well done by Dez. Really coming from a not ideal position. Great distraction, then attack, the classic.
I'm just, man, like, this is why you gotta use, like, bright colors. I did not see that drop at all. Not even
yeah. Well, let's hope we don't get the colors where it's literally invisible.
Alright, hold on. Before I go in, I'm changing my collection. Cardbot's fun, but I understand.
Okay.
I understand. There we go. Got some remastered graphics for you nerds. Alright, so we're going into our game 3. It's going to be Eddie versus Queen at TVT. So I'm going to go to sleep.
Team 1 player. Let's go.
I'm going to sleep. You enjoy casting this game.
Oh, you know what? Gorgonov is also on my team, so I'm rooting for all these.
And you should be rooting for Gorgonoth and Queen. Like, if it wasn't an accident I picked this group, we get to hype up.
You planned it all. Yeah. Oh, Shoop's messaging me.
Alright, so in the lower left, we got Queen in the white Terran, and Eddie is in the orange Terran over in the bottom right. So nice, bright, vibrant colors. So maybe I won't go to sleep as much as I thought.
That's right. They just gotta like flash colors in front of you like a baby. Like, look, Saetzero, look at the colors.
I just really like. I know how I would play this matchup if I played Terran, and I know what I'm looking for when I cast this matchup. I understand it's so easy and safe to go like I'm going tanks and I'm going to expand and play like a slow defensive game. But if I ever cast TBT and like one player goes for vulture harass early, like speed vulture, multiple factory, like aggressive play, or they go for wraiths, like something that gets something done, then the matchup's cool. But if both players go, you know what, let's both have 3 bases and tanks and I'll see you in 20 minutes, then I wanna like that's.
I mean, in my opinion, the vultures are the superior option. It's just sometimes, yeah, like you say, it's safe to go with a tank. Let's we'll see what these two players have in store. Interesting depot positioning by Queen because nothing's happening. I've got to pick at little things. I'm intrigued by that depot.
Well, what is weird about it compared to like Eddie that's just building it in the middle of nowhere?
Well, you want to build your factories up in this part of the base, and now there's a depot in your.
That does make sense. Maybe playing for like a grid of them to the right of the CC and not going above the factory, gonna build all those depots to the left.
Could be. Could be, yeah, you could have like a depot farm on the left here. I want to steal these subsidies. I'm pretty bad at base layout, so that's something I should steal from these players.
That's something I always try to do when I know it's gonna be like a late game matchup for us. That I build like my pylons and gateways in a way where like I get like 2 or 3 rows of them, and then build the tech to the side out of the way of it.
Interesting, but I thought Protoss doesn't really want to pylon farm. They want to like use them on the map to block stuff.
I mean, that's helpful too, but you need so many of them, and it's not like you need a lot of power a bunch of buildings. Like one pylon should be powering 3 gateways on one side, so like the one.
But then units come in and kill that one pylon, and you're going, oh no.
Oh, you're just walking units into my Protoss base. Past.
Yeah, you're just gonna let me
walk them in, okay?
Yeah, that's right. We wear disguises.
Right,
like,
we do see
so you put a human on stilts, right, and put like something over his mouth. Looks like a Protoss.
Alright, so you're talking little little differences in tech. Queen skipping the first Marine entirely.
Yeah, I mean you don't want to make it. It's definitely a safety measure, so you can get away with not making it. It's definitely preferable. But I think in this case, Queen is going to be going something aggressive here, saving minerals to get that second factory faster. I assume is what it's going to be here, and this is not good because Eddie's STV can kind of run around with impunity with no Marine here, and if you scout the 2 facts, you can definitely react to it. I think Eddie should already know what's up based on the gas mining.
We got
SCV Jewel.
Natural. No, and Queen wins handily.
Okay, second factory going down now. We'll see what Eddie's response is.
Is this
well,
more make a joke about Queen and 2 facts, or is it just obvious at this point?
What, does she just always 2 fact?
She 2 facts so much she's doing it in other matchups now, apparently.
TVZ 2 fact, let's go.
I mean, she likes the Goliath build, maybe.
Oh yeah, now I think about it is kind of a 2 fact, but 2 fact on 2 bases. So we haven't seen any reaction from Eddie yet. Hopefully we get another factory right away here is what you need to do.
I mean, he's getting that early CC though, so really committing into
this vulture.
Economic play.
This vulture Eddie's making makes me think he's unaware this is coming. Because you really want to get tanks immediately.
Yeah, I'm not
against 2 fact.
sure of these kind of details. I mean, he wants to get maybe the vulture out just to get some scouting information. I'm actually a little surprised that Queen, with these 2 facts, is actually rushing siege mode instead of one of the vulture upgrades. It feels like
yeah, you can do a 2 fact. In TBT, you can do a 2 fact where you just come in with siege tanks and you just have as many tanks as you can, and they don't, and you win. This is kind of funny that okay, a vulture does come out for Queen. I was gonna say it'd be funny if this vulture gets here and kills SCVs because the tank comes out a little later, but no, we'll get repulsed here. And I think Eddie should know what's up now, seeing that tank and that vulture.
I mean, so what is Eddie's plan given that he went for his early smash, but also going for a very early start for
Oh, you know what? I like this. Yeah, no, this is a pretty strong option because if the enemy tank siege up, you're just hitting him with the Wraith. They can't really do anything. This is one way to defend it. I will say it's a bit unreliable because sometimes when you see your opponent going for 2-fact, they're getting Goliaths with it, and of course Wraith's useless against that. But I think it's going to work out in this case. As long as Eddie can hold with like SCVs and tanks the first attack until the Wraiths start kicking in, I think he'll be okay. Really need to pull a bunch of SCVs to fight this though. And that's kind of how TVT works in a nutshell. If one player is being more aggressive, generally the defensive player will have to lose SCVs if everyone plays equally.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it's very hard to even attack into a Terran base because you're talking like, I want to be defensive with bunkers, siege tanks, and mines. Like, how do you attack?
Well, Eddie doesn't have siege mode though. Eddie does not have siege mode here. But the thing is, okay, once Queen siege up here, Eddie can come in with a bunch of SCVs and just kind of swarm this tank. I'm not sure if he will though. He might just be waiting for his own Wraith. Oh, that tank getting baited. Really big mistake there. Not having it in a whole position. Now it's siege mode of its own, but he's not bringing any SCVs. Oh, they're too late. So what Eddie needed to do there was attack with his SCVs at the same time his siege tank was moving into range. But another tank comes out. The Wraith has not started yet. I think Eddie getting distracted by the fighting at the front.
Meanwhile, the attack's going pretty well for Queen.
How is that tank alive? Yeah, that's true, but like, I don't think she's far away at all for just making this natural lift. Or killing all the SCVs. I don't know how that tank from Eddie is alive right now. I really think it should have been dead, to be honest.
The tank has been hitting Marines and SCVs and stuff, not actually...
Yeah. Yeah, but I thought the top tank got shot 3 times. I guess it got repaired enough. That's kind of crazy.
I mean,
because one SCV, every player who's played a TVP knows one SCV does not repair a tank very fast when goons are shooting at it. So I'm surprised it was. Okay.
From Queen getting that academy, gonna get some scans, get a real idea of what Eddie's doing, particularly the factory court here, right?
Yeah. The thing is, I think Eddie's in a great position now because, like you say, Queen doesn't have that expansion until just now, and the attack was held.
Now the
So.
Wraith is up as well. There's no eBay for some turrets right now. Defenses. Yeah, this we have like some Goliaths, but this Wraith will start really being annoying.
Yeah, like you can just be wherever the Goliaths aren't, right? You know, I am surprised Eddie's macro is slipping a lot, I think, compared to the first game we saw of him. UTVT is just like not his thing.
Looks good though. Like, how do you mean the
Yeah.
slipping?
There was a lot of idle SCVs. He didn't make that raid for a long time. He's still only one factory that's not doing anything. Need I go on? I don't want to be too harsh.
I mean, that's just an important part that people don't consider when they think macro. They think like, oh, I don't have money, so I'm macroing well. Not true. Like maybe you're not building.
I mean,
maybe you're not.
It's definitely, if you're going to like build the wrong things, it's still better to spend your money than not spend it, I would say. You know what I mean? Like, it's better to get the wrong thing than get nothing at all.
Yeah, I just think there is a misconception with people when they go, I don't have money, so I'm macroing well. Well, that doesn't mean you're macroing well. Maybe that just means you need to build more workers.
Yeah, a mistake I make a lot of the time is like building more production, but not using the production I have, which is definitely.
Yeah, or even like if people queue up units a lot. That's an easy way to like really like deceive yourself on how good you're actually doing.
True. It is a useful tool though, don't get me wrong.
I will
Okay,
say,
so
if you want to talk about macro mistake, nothing to do with like the way that people are spending their money, because both players, like you can clearly see, not doing that bad on that. But Queen has not increased her work count in quite a while. It feels like it's been hovering around that 20. It feels like for a couple of minutes.
that is very low. Still making them now though. She is. I think she'll probably catch up eventually. But Eddie already going for this third base here. I think Eddie could definitely try and move out and get more of the map here. This is a tough thing about TVT. You've got to understand that you need to like take as much of the map you can until you meet resistance. So, like, since Queen has literally nothing, right? Eddie could just drive up and be sieging outside the natural, which is a dominating position.
So it's a style that is not surprising at all from Queen. See, building a dropship, looking to get back in the game, get some aggression going.
Oh yeah, the triple dropship. Oh man. Now we do have scans for Eddie. I don't know if you scan the main at all. Like, you scan this and you're like, okay, I know what you're up to. You just prepare the defenses. But I think it's going to catch him unawares. Oh man, this is an anti-SCV drop. No room for you, tank. Get out of here.
I mean,
even another Goliath comes. Wow.
Yeah, we do have that third drop. Just really going for this Like for me, like I know it's earlier in the game, it's not quite as big punch as you would think for how you think about it. But it feels like when you do this multiple dropship thing, you treat it the same way you treat recall in the matchup.
Yeah, that is a good way to put it. I'd say it's a bit different because usually you spend some SCVs and some units inefficiently to clear it, whereas a recall with Protoss, usually it's cost efficient for the Terran in the end. It's just they get key buildings and or they buy a lot of time. Like that's usually the main benefit for Protoss, right? Is Terran's busy dealing with the recall, they can't be pushing you. I guess the Wraith, well out of position, unfortunately, for this drop. It's going to come in. There is a turret or two, but that doesn't stop the drop. That just eventually heals it. Oh, there's another Wraith out. There's plenty of Goliaths in these drop ships. The Wraith can definitely snipe them before they get out if it gets in position. But Eddie is unawares.
I actually don't really agree with that Wraith breaking away from killing that barracks. Queen not on a lot of factors. I know that would really slow things down.
Yeah.
Like here comes dropships.
Eddie scans just as the drop goes in.
No.
Well, there's two tanks here. Dude,
Behind the
don't drop in there. No, that's terrible because he's trapped now. Okay, no, there's a way out. I was gonna say. Actually, that is pretty good because then the SCVs can't get in there. Now I think about it.
That's why I was thinking it's
Okay.
good because there's no assistance.
Yeah, more tanks coming up. Yeah, a lot of SCVs gone down so far. Well, I don't know. I don't think this is the backbreaking move that Queen needed to be honest. Because I think this will get cleaned up. And the SCV count is still slightly favoring Eddie. And Eddie can make 3 at a time, right? Whereas Queen cannot.
I mean, so you're saying that, but remember that Eddie had like a 12 SCV advantage. Now it's close to even. Supplies are about even as well. And if you look at the production from both players, there's actually a production advantage for Queen.
Yeah.
And actually that second armory that Eddie was making, he was trying to do double armory. The second armory never got complete. I hope that gets caught before it's
Well, you know, to be honest, in my opinion, that's to Eddie's advantage because he doesn't need double armory. That's not what you need in this matchup. Unless you're going battle cruisers, basically.
That, to my knowledge, it's that +2 weapon upgrade for the tank. That's the critical.
Yeah, and you definitely want +3 as well, but most of the +2, yes. And armor doesn't protect you against +2. Like, there's no point getting armor. But yeah, this does get cleaned up now. And like, I don't think it was worth. Because look how small Queen's army is now. Again, if Eddie was being astute about it and moving his tanks like as far as he could, Queen would just be stuck on 2 bases with no hope of breaking out right now. But unfortunately, Eddie is sitting back.
I mean, you're saying like Queen's army is small, but Eddie's army is about the same size, if not smaller, because Eddie has more SCVs with the same supply. And he's
Okay, so Queen has like 3 tanks.
Yeah, but Queen's moving into 6 factory production. It's small now, it won't.
Yeah, production, yes. Army, no. Like, look how many tanks there are out for Eddie compared to Queen. In fact, it's actually like 8 tanks.
Yeah, but with
Again,
no
it depends on Eddie actually being out here on the map. I guess if Eddie's just going to sit back, it's fine to do those drops. But I think that's more Eddie's mistake,
yeah,
like, rather than
if you
Queen's
look at
good.
Eddie's situation, there's no vultures, there's tanks, there's turrets,
That's true.
there's got these bases. And if you're looking at Eddie's situation, 3 base source 2, why would you move out right now?
Because you need that space on the map. That's the thing about TVT. Just because you're not taking the base now doesn't mean you don't want that position. Because the basic concept is once you're in a position, you gain value because it's harder for your opponent to break it once you're already sieged up and ready. So you want to be as close to the enemy base as possible. So they have to spend as much value taking that rest of the map, right? Think about it like TVC. Zerg has to cast a Dark Swarm to get closer to the Terran base, and the more Dark Swarms you make them cast, the better. So ideally, your army is right up in their face at their natural. They have to cast the maximum amount of Dark Swarms to get all the way across the map to your base. Think about it the same, except more extreme. You have to spend units breaking tank lines to get across to the enemy's bases. So if you're right at their natural, that's more distance they have to cross, breaking more and more tank lines, spending more and more units.
Right, so it is a little unintuitive compared to other matchups where you'd be like, they're on 2 base, I'm on 3 base, I should be defensive because I have
Yes.
lead, I could just sit on it. It's a little
Yeah, you know what? I never thought about it that way, but yes, total opposite. In that scenario, like, the 2-base player should be trying to take the maximum position on the map, because they have the army advantage, not the economy advantage, right? I never realized how unintuitive that was, yeah.
We got a question from the chat. How do we choose to get the groups we are casting? I choose kind of at random for preseason, because it's just, let's get some people some move. There's nothing in particular that like, makes people jump out more than others. Like, for now, like, the biggest consideration is I have a little amount of time, so I was just like, let's choose a 4-person group, not a 5-person group. That's it.
AD doing a good job continuing to expand here. Queen set up for another drop here. I'm not sure how effective it's going to be though, because there's actually a pretty good turret defense from this angle, and the Wraiths. Like, yeah, this looks pretty suicidal. I think Queen must have scanned there and decided not to do it.
The Wraith actually looking like it's trying to come down. Be really in a spot where it's like you're never gonna drop it Saetzero.
Yeah.
I really like the fact that Queen's still staying on 2 base, but not priming up for like this big death push or anything. I think when I saw the extra factory down, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a great push later. But you can see it was even supply before. Now she's 30 behind, despite having superior factory count. That makes no sense.
Yes. Well, I told you that drop wasn't worth it. That's like we were just saying, right? If you're on 2 bases, your opponent's expanding to 3rd first, then you should be trying to get the maximum position on the map because that's the advantage you have. They're going to have the economy advantage, you're going to have the army advantage. But unfortunately, Queen also just sitting back in her base. And like I said, that drop, you're losing so much army that she really probably couldn't have maintained a position on the map if Eddie was aggressive. Now, she does still have these 4 drop ships, which are a great asset, and a lot of army locked up in them. So anything could still happen, but she does really need to expand. And I don't know about this 12 o'clock. I feel like Eddie is eventually just going to find it.
I mean,
and it's going to be tough to defend.
I was going to say, isn't this like an okay choice? Because you see Eddie's army is almost entirely tanks. So
True.
if you can secure another main, it makes it a little harder to break through. It's not like he has speed
Well,
or like a lot of rates that can really break the map open. He has this one critically strong point that you don't want to attack into, but it is slow and hard to move out.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the thing is, if you have no vultures, you don't tend to scout the map as much. It's a big mistake. Oh my god, Queen's going for it. I don't know about this, man. Oh, I don't know about this. Here we go. Well.
Come through. Turrets are starting to take their shots. There's a lot of turrets in the Wraith immediately respond.
Yeah.
So,
well, there's a lot of Goliaths in there.
Stuff got dropped now, but it's dead man playing at this point. They're definitely going to get kicked up at some point. They're not going to break.
Yeah.
Kind of
yeah. I mean, I don't think it's going to be worth it no matter what, having lost all those dropships. I don't really care how much you kill with this. This is what I was saying before. In TBT, the drops are not like recalls. The point tends to be cost effective to make your opponent clean it out. But this is going to be the opposite. Because just think of the value of all those dropships. And I mean, it's not like these units are getting particularly much value fighting on the ground either.
So I wasn't paying attention, but you know what I just noticed? Look at the worker count. Look at the worker count.
Wow, he's still going. Look at him go.
So
Dude,
he cleaned up
a man after my own
also,
heart. He just doesn't stop.
His entire unit supply lead is actually SCV, so he'll be down without them.
Hey, that's fine. It'll turn into units soon. That's the magic of workers.
I can't argue with that, but I am a little surprised. So we do see...
Oh, and also, in this matchup, SCVs are actually pretty good at fighting as well. So, you know, look at it this way. He just has an army of 80 SCVs.
I mean, you're not wrong. But the one thing I was going to say, that though, a critical difference between the 2 players, you see Queen's already at that +2, +1, has a little bit of that upgrade advantage. Doesn't really have the army support it, but Queen has been more diligent on making sure they can ensure their army, despite the fact that Eddie's on double armor.
Yeah, that is a pretty big deal having +2 at this point. And please don't advocate the double armory. You don't need armor.
No, that's why I said despite having it, not...
Oh, right. Yes. Yeah, exactly, right. But yeah, Eddie hasn't even started +2, which is actually a pretty big deal. Okay, both players actually getting some position on the map now. Queen's still being extremely timid, though, despite having the superior army, as you mentioned. I don't know about this SCV transfer, man. Oh, that's pretty ballsy. I think they will barely slip by, unfortunately for Eddie. But that's brave. My God. I would have dropped him if you really want to send him there.
Significantly slipping by. It's not even close, actually.
Yeah, it's true, but you don't know. Like, there might have been mines there, and they'd see them, or like, you know, a tank. Man, if there's a tank there, you're sad because they're probably going to kill like half.
It feels like there's a big critical part of this game that's like both players. If this was happening, that should have happened. You were going to get destroyed, and both players.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess, you know, it's because both players not playing perfectly right. There's always going to be things like that. But I think the main thing is just like, yeah, getting out there on the map and basically just like pushing until you meet resistance is what you have to do.
So
I thought Eddie was going to go in with those Wraiths there. That would have been sick.
Yeah. So I'm looking at a situation for both players where they're both turtled up. No one makes that first move. They're both building drop ships and stuff, trying to like figure out a way to poke into their opponent. And the way I understand the meta for this matchup, it's like big ground army, drops to break things open, master rate to break tank lines, or battle cruisers for like just the raw bulk of them. What makes you go battle cruiser? Because both players have a good economy. That either of them could switch into it if they wanted to.
Okay, so battle cruisers are only worth it when the map is extremely divided already. Like, say, at every possible location that you could attack, there's tanks and turrets, and nowhere's going to be efficient to attack. The battle cruisers are good there because they can Yamato things. And over time, they can just kill everything on the map eventually. Oh, these dropships coming over these tanks, by the way.
Ooh, this could be really good.
Ignored.
I would just sacrifice units to sell bombs.
Oh, well, I don't know about this because Queen's just bringing like a few Goliath Vulture. All her tanks are sitting back siege, so she's really just feeding these units to Eddie. You got to attack a maximum force. Yeah, that was not good. Like, if Queen unsieged every tank, brought them over here, I think maybe could have busted there, yeah? Would have been nice, but... Yeah, like, imagine you're doing that in a TVP. Like, to draw a parallel, imagine you're attacking in TVP with, like, some Vultures and Goliaths, so your tanks are sitting in the back. It's not going to work out.
How about you
by the way...
Yeah, do me a favor,
look
at the natural at the 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
Tell me how you feel about that.
Oh, dude, there's an SCV in there, so Eddie found it, as expected. And I think, yeah, this small force will just come here and crush that base now. What were we talking about? Oh, yeah, about battle cruisers, right? They just are not cost-effective against Goliaths, right? So they're not really a good force to kind of just, like, bash the enemy down. If you have, like, heaps and heaps concentrated in one spot, yeah, they can be good. But that's so expensive, like, it's usually not how it works out. When you're in the late game, all the bases are, like, getting mined out, everything's locked down, that's where they're good, because you can sit on a tank line and avoid Goliaths and just slowly Yamato all the enemy tanks on the map. Basically is what they do. As for Wraiths, generally they're like as a surprise measure, or if you have a big advantage, you come out with heaps of them and start destroying stuff. Oh god, he's going for battle cruisers.
12, trying to clean up his force, but even still, like, dropping into siege tanks like this. Very
Yeah, I think Queen will clean this up, but yeah, it will be costly.
Like,
yeah,
nice shot. How can you keep, like, telling yourself, I'm gonna try and go for this base? I would actually move that CC.
Yeah, like, you can just fly elsewhere.
Yeah,
well, no, look at it this way, though. Look at it this way, though. If Queen secures this one now and mines it now, she's guaranteed the bases behind it, like the 11 and so on. They're kind of, like, guaranteed to Queen, mostly. So if Queen can keep this base now, she can mine the other ones later. So I think it does kind of make sense.
Yeah, but if you
kind of.
But, like, you look at what the game state actually is between two players. The work are different, especially since Queen is on fumes for gas.
Yeah.
Like, really,
Yeah.
Like, really struggling for gas right now. I feel
Oh
like
god, the
you
main's
can't
depleted,
even
yeah.
have bases risk position. At 11 o'clock has that gas, but also a thin,
does.
high ground ramp.
Yeah, I think. Look, I do think I agree, but I don't think it's as nonsensical as you're making out. I think it's okay. Ooh.
Although the plane is supply to lose, but if you start killing production,
Yeah, that's always what happens to me. I'm like, okay, kill my depots. I don't need them. I've only got 100 supply, right? But yeah, this is actually pretty big. This is going to be a real pain for Queen to clean out. She does have the dropships of her own, but Eddie can do a lot of damage if you focus fires with those Goliath.
This is the kind of thing I would see. Like, imagine Eddie did a drop and had a bunch of Rays just hanging out with Eddie.
That would be pretty strong.
Yeah. We actually have the lies taking out a bunch of the dropships, and now we have, like, melee tank on tank combat.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like Queen will clear this out. But yeah, it is costly, right? Look how much Queen lost there to clean out, like, really not that much. It was like 4 tanks, 4 Goliaths, right? And like 3 dropships went down. That was pretty good for Eddie, I would say.
I would trade units aggressively given Eddie's position.
Absolutely.
Base advantage, just keep trading as hard as you can. Although if you do look, there's a big worker advantage for Eddie, clearly. But if you actually look at the amount of bases right now, he has mining because he's never mined out. So he's actually
well, he is taking an additional one, and the natural of Queen is about to mine out. So I think he's still in a pretty good position.
Yeah, it just isn't as strong as it looks at a glance.
Yeah. I would say when I'm like way ahead in economy, I'm just like throwing units at him, like you say. My preferred method is just unsiege everything on the ground to go in, because the thing with dropships is it has potential to just go completely wrong. Like, you know, you get caught by Wraiths or flying to turrets, something where your dropships die full, you've just lost everything. Whereas if you're attacking on the ground, like, you're at least gonna trade somewhat, right? Okay, battle cruisers are out.
I was gonna say, Eddie, my man, going for that slow siege. Like you're saying, has the tank line doesn't want to like force into
Okay.
mistakes, so just use the battle cruisers.
Okay, here's why this doesn't make sense though. Because Eddie has not locked down every possible exit. Like, Queen can still be coming up here and taking the 11. I think she could sort of go down into this third until Eddie sieges up there. So I think what you do here is you spread out every possible side. You make sure you have turrets in every possible exit as well as tanks. Then you can go battle cruisers. Because at the moment, if Queen just makes a bunch of Goliaths can come out here, I think these battle cruisers are not very good at all. Well, then again, there's no Goliaths right now.
Queen makes a bunch of Goliaths. Doesn't Eddie honestly just tanks and walk through and enable?
I mean, siege tanks are pretty good, dude. You don't need that many.
Oh, we got a miner drop going to the top for Queen. Looking like actually transferring SCVs to the mining base.
Yeah.
The 12, even though there's 5 idle at the SCV at the season.
And despite what I was saying, there are not many Goliaths here, but I mean, already those 3 Goliaths are pretty scary, but they're going to get baited into the tanks! This is one reason why battle cruisers are good, because they can just run away to their big brother tanks to defend them from scary Goliaths. It's like Elephant and Mouse, man, battle cruiser and Goliath.
I mean, it's like a nap. It's like when I try to watch a show and I'm just like, no, I'm really interested. I want to see how it plays out. I'll never finish it. I'll start it and then go to sleep. I just like, it feels like I'm looking at this game, and if you could look at the money too to confirm this, but like it feels like Queen should be trying to make a play and just is not doing it.
No, Queen just needs more bases because I don't think she can really break the center here. I mean, maybe.
Wouldn't that be the play? Make a base, go for it. Like,
yeah, if you count that as a play, yes. Okay, fine.
You look at the 12, the 10, and the 11. Neither have even been scouted, let alone pressured. So like that's your opportunity. Just float one of your CCs over to it.
Yeah, I would say throughout this entire game, Queen's consistently not expanded fast enough. That seems to be the kind of error here.
We do see the 12 o'clock going to be under siege from a couple of battle cruisers with nothing.
The Doom fleet. Quick, build the turrets! Quick!
They won't do the job. Although we do see
they can try.
Actually, just straight up fighting
I mean, no point wasting Yamato's here. Oh no, more SCVs being dropped off to be slaughtered.
Imagine if those dropped.
That would actually be pretty sick. Totally worth it. Okay, Eddie getting a bit preemptive with that tank there.
Lots of stuff getting cleaned up here. Queen's still running up here as far as time. Supply advantage. Eddie going to be cleaned up another base. Like at some point, there has to be a move to like get you back. Hiding your SCVs in the corners.
Okay, reinforcements are here. Is it enough though? Well, I mean, okay, getting +3 armor does kind of work out here against these 0 upgraded battle cruisers, but Queen not unloading here. I'm not sure what she's thinking right now. Oh, she's trying to try and bring more, I think, before she unloads. But this CC is not going to last very long.
I wouldn't unload here anyway, because you still have tons of ammo. The fact that these drops are getting killed is ridiculous.
Oh, nice move by Eddie there. By the way, Eddie just scanning the whole top left of the map to see what base is there, see there's none there. I really like that move because he knows there's an advantage. He wants to make sure that there's no mining going on. Okay, here comes Queen. Here's the attempt. Right. Unload. Unload! Okay, there we go. Well, that one battle cruiser is probably going to take it out. That one tank is going to make a huge difference in this fight, though. Are you going to fight? Okay, he does run. I mean, actually, it's probably a good move, to be honest. You don't need to fight those Goliaths. You've already killed the base. I would have tried to fight them like an idiot.
I mean, even if you look at it, meanwhile, like, Queen lost
Ooh,
the base.
Drop.
Like, neither of the units really, neither of the players really losing a lot of stuff in this kind of fight. But Eddie established
is out of money.
Expansion, and
yeah.
Still, like, desperately needs to establish a base that's not going to get killed immediately.
Well, she can't even afford a CC now, so I'm pretty sure she's dead. Like, she can float one of the ones she has, but, like, that's pretty bad. I mean, okay, this, 1 o'clock's gonna get taken out, but, it's only a matter of Eddie moving some stuff over there and he'll be fine. Battle cruisers getting baited into Queen's army.
A little too far forward.
Yeah, you see how bad these battle cruisers are? Like, look at the advantage Eddie's at, and these battle cruisers still are kind of, like, having to retreat. Like, this is not the unit you want in this situation. They're only for the super late game, and this is why. It doesn't help that they have no upgrades, which is pretty actually critical as well.
Yeah, it feels like the same way that for us might treat carriers. Even if you don't plan on going fast carriers, if you're even thinking about it, you should start just getting your air weapons
For sure.
ready when it happens.
Definitely. Eddie continuing to scan. Oh no, that was Queen.
Queen scanned that 12 o'clock, seeing if it's safe to try to sneak an expansion again. It just isn't. We do have a
Yeah, these Goliaths.
up towards the 11 o'clock base, but still, this is the kind of
I've
thing
lost.
that Eddie just made the choice.
Yeah, these Goliaths getting it crushed by these tanks eventually. Oh, Yeah, tank's pretty good.
Alright, so, I mean, we're looking at this game. It's, like, Eddie has a very clear position. Like, what would be the move if you were in the Queen's position? Like, what could you possibly use to get back in this game? What's the move where it's like, I need to steal this game? Like, steal it out of the jaws of like,
Honestly, there's nothing I can even imagine because Eddie just has so much money. If you kill his entire main without losing a single unit, he can still build like 2 more main.
Well, Queen's gonna disagree with you. We got a big drop north towards that 7 o'clock base, but there's turns well in place here, so we're already going well.
This will barely take out these tanks, I think. Oh, yeah, but like it's not that hard to clean this up now. The SCVs just need to be pulled. The SCVs just need to be pulled, Eddie. Okay, so I guess he doesn't realize how strong SCVs are because they are really good at clearing tanks here. You just move them, they deal with it pretty easily.
I mean, this might just be a choice of like maybe I should lose a couple SCVs because at this point in the game, he should free up some armor supply.
That's a good point, actually. That is a good point. He doesn't actually need them.
Valve rolling on over clear of these tanks.
Yeah, and they will do so.
Currently not mining at all. 25 minutes.
Yeah. Like, I'm sorry, I can't, like, answer your question better, but I just cannot imagine how Queen could possibly win this.
No, like, mainly I'm trying to ask questions because it's the kind of game like, I'm surprised no one usually I'm being dead honest about it.
Yeah.
But we do see Eddie now taking that 12. Didn't even clear the SCVs out of it. Doesn't care.
I mean, they're not going to cause him any harm. They're peaceful over in their corner there. I think, he actually just can't see them. If he had vision, those tanks would be hitting him. GG.
We finally get it out. Valiant effort, but really, Eddie's economy just got so out of control.
Yeah, great job expanding. Whereas Queen just not expanding there. I feel like it's the main thing. Like, they both had moves that were good and moves that were bad. But, like, it just came down to expanding versus not expanding.
I would say one of the things I will say, Queen, I don't think Queen ever crossed 40 SCVs the entire game.
Yeah.
Very focused on early game aggression, but didn't force it to happen. Can I boost my might? I absolutely can. We're going to boost that like 15% and let me know how that is. Alright, so we got a PVT now. We're seeing the 4th player of this group. This is Gorgonoth versus... What the... Wait, hold on.
Replay?
Okay, let me... Yeah, maybe the wrong replay. Maybe some kind of bug?
Well, we haven't seen this one yet, have we? Oh, okay.
Well, I'm just gonna make sure because the names were different.
There is a bug where you can host one replay and it's actually just another replay. It does happen.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to check. Because I know...
So is it labeled like, you know, Gorgonoth versus something else?
Yeah, it was. Alright, we're gonna try again.
Alright, second time's the charm.
No, okay, it's just weird. Okay.
Just a mislabeled replay.
Yeah, because in my label it's Gorgonoth versus Etchin22. Not.
Yeah, I suspect Gorgonoth just like had all his replays from his preseason and just labeled this one wrong.
Well, I'm not sure who labeled what replay because the winners labeled the replays.
Okay, well, look at it this way. Gorgonoth is in the game, so he probably is the one who uploaded the replay because the other guy is not going to upload a replay he's not in, is he?
I guess.
Eddie's first CPL, that is true. Grilling the opponent for info, finding out his strength.
I was going to say, we got Gorgonoth up at the top, we got Eddie over in the bottom left. Protoss versus Terran, classic matchup. This is why, like, as far as Brood War goes, I love watching Terran versus Zerg. I love playing Terran versus Protoss. It feels so
I think
fun.
everyone agrees Terran vs Zerg is like the flagship matchup, you know?
It shines everything good about the game because there's so much micro opportunity to like show your skill.
Yeah, for sure.
But
and like it has a lot of like timings and like tech advantages as well.
Yeah. But the one thing I'll say about this matchup that people might not realize, because I mean, you could say there's a lot of stuff where it's just like, oh, they're just cheesing. Oh, it's a lot of pressure. Like, oh, tanks are dumb. But this is like the matchup more than any I would feel that it showcases you need strong economy to win.
Yeah, you know, I think if DBZ shows like why Brood War is great, I think TVP shows why Brood War is different to other games. Because think about how weird it kind of is how this matchup works. It's like, okay, so the Terran is like on 3 bases, the Protoss is in 6 bases. The Terran probably is doing pretty well, you know? Like the Terran gets to 5 bases, the Protoss in 8 bases. No, the Terran's probably won the game. Like that's this match.
Yeah, like if it's like 4 base Terran with upgrades, if Pro's got the rest of the map, it doesn't matter anymore. Like,
And try explaining recall to people. It's like, okay, well, the Terran army is like way stronger than your army, right? What if you could just teleport your army? And they'll be like, why does that help? Like, you know, why would that solve the problem? Like, people just don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, it is a little counterintuitive if you explain it like that.
Yeah.
It's just like, I win by never fighting you. Wait, what?
Yeah.
We do see for both players nothing particularly unusual yet. The factory being started, we do see all the guys still on gas, though, maybe indicating a 2 factory player something aggressive.
Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, we could see the classic 2 factor.
I do
Definitely
really
pretty good on this map with no.
I was gonna say I do really like aggressive plays on this map because there's no ramp for that high ground advantage to break into a main.
And even more than that, there's no ramps, plural, on the whole map, except the expansions, of course. So you can get across there pretty easily. Compared to a map like, say, Gladiator, where all those pizza slices is kind of hard to get up and down.
I love Gladiator. I think the pizza slices are really fun because that's like your immediate indication of someone, have you played this map before, if they really hug those high ground slices,
Yeah.
or if they just kind of move.
Yeah.
That first time, like, you play someone, they just, like, they go, I'm not even going to deal with this. They cut through the center on purpose to dodge this pizza. I'm like, oh man,
my god.
Alright, you get it. You understand. We do see the SCV going back to the main, looking for that timing where you would see double gateway versus the Nexus. So I actually didn't see the Nexus, but the fact that he doesn't see the gateway, he'll see the Nexus on the way out. And he has lots of good information.
Yeah, it's a pretty good scout. Okay, so the second factory didn't go down, by the way, so I think it's just a build mistake by 80. Unfortunately, no bunker either. Without a ramp, it's kind of tough against this first goon, especially if your Marines fight one at a time. Okay, that one does pull back.
Yeah, what is the clean number for goons versus Marines?
3 Marines beat 1 goon that doesn't have range. If the goon has range, just run and hide. But yeah, 3 will beat 1 goon with losses. It's not like you're going to have all your Marines alive. Honestly, I have no idea how many Marines it takes to not even lose 1. And Protoss can still just micro, right? If Protoss micros extremely well, you can just kill 3 Marines without losses anyway. So, honestly, I just recommend the bunker, but hey, the tank is out now, so Eddie's going to be okay, I think.
And we do actually see a good amount of SCV production. We got a tank out. We're building spider mines. If this didn't turn to like maybe like a delayed FD with 2 tanks or something, or like just a couple vultures, this feels like it could be putting pressure on. But you already see Eddie or Gorgonoth really putting on that defense, early pylon at the wall, and a shield battery to make sure he doesn't get broken.
Looks like there will be a push here with all these SCVs, I believe. This is interesting. So I think it's in response to the 21 next. Normally what Terran does is they get a second factory after the CC and push a bit later, but I think this could definitely work. It does depend on the engagements. Thing is, Gorgonoth doing a pretty safe build here, going 2 gates immediately before the Robo, so I think he's actually pretty well positioned to defend this. Ooh, nice flank here too! Can get on top of the tank.
Really?
Okay, doesn't go for it.
Yeah, this is the key thing in this matchup when you're playing the Pro side. You have to delay this push. Either you take some pop shots, just kill some free units, or what he's doing right now, just moving Dragoons around, threatening to dive on that tank.
He is buying a lot of time. Of course, the mines, once they're down, will kind of secure this flank, and Eddie can push on. Looks like he's choosing not to, though. I think Eddie might, he might just turn around and say, okay, well, I put some pressure on. Ooh, because he did get these mines out on the map, which helps. Oh, dude, I think Eddie might have lost this vulture. Do you see this vulture?
Oh, jeez, that's so bad.
He's hiding from his duty.
Yeah, this is definitely a rough situation, but Gorgonoth doing a good job with his army movement. Had very, very weak numbers compared to the attack that was threatening him, but just being really careful with positioning and bought him time, if nothing else, for that observatory, so the mines aren't as big a threat. But even I think abandoned the attack entirely just from him.
I think Gorgonoth was like just prepped to deal with that, like mentally, build-wise. He was just prepared. He got the shield battery as well. So I think very nicely done by Gorgonoth. And now I think Eddie's a bit behind because his CC is.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even think of a more old school but still viable build than FD in this matchup.
Hmm.
Where it's like, this is a build that came out, what, like a decade and a half ago, and it still works.
How old is BBS?
Like a stable build, not a cheese.
Okay, fine.
Like this is like a stable, because I would say this, like, if you're talking like Terran vs Pros to a brand new player, I would tell them either learn FD or learn Siege Expand. That's it across the board. Pick one. Like,
Yeah, I do kind of like FD because no matter what Protoss is doing, there's some play there.
Yeah. So like, but
And
I think that is just one of those things where it's like, it's such a stable build that it gives you all the tools you need to get something done. And then we see, like, Gorgon knows how to defend it, but it's not like Eddie's in that terrible of a spot. He did establish 2 bases. He hasn't taken that second dash just yet, but like he's gonna be in a good spot whenever he wants to keep moving forward with his tech.
He is making 2 academies and a second eBay right now, though, so things getting derailed a bit.
2? Oh no! This is not the
Okay,
first
he did
time
cancel.
this season. Okay. Wait,
I know. He
he
canceled
did.
the second eBay, but he's still making 2 academies.
Oh no!
It's alright. It's that stim range timing coming up.
Gorgonaut doing
Trust
a
me.
fantastic job clearing out mines, making sure there's no vision, especially around that base right below the main, to like not indicate, hey, I got a 4th coming up.
Yeah, and there's a nice fast 3rd base coming up for Gorgonov too. So looking in a great position.
I am a little bit curious because we do see from Gorgonaut that he got a Stargate on the way, but I don't see a Templar Archives to go with it.
Oh, you know what that means.
I definitely know what that means. That means
Although
he's
I think
man of class and enjoys himself some flying beehives.
Well, sorry to disappoint you, but I think this is actually just a mistake because he's not started any air upgrade. I could be wrong. He could slap it down. To be honest, that Stargate position does actually seem like where you'd put it for carriers. Will he do it?
No, I'm thinking it's a mistake. It didn't start the Templar because he got a really fast.
Yeah, it's a mistake.
There it is.
Damn.
He got a really fast Citadel, so I was like, you're not getting air weapons or nothing. I'm expecting to be Arbiters. I'm just surprised it didn't happen.
Yeah, of course. It was always going to be Arbiters, I think. But it was exciting for a moment there anyway. Why are carriers more exciting, man? That doesn't make sense. Arbiters are cool.
Well, no,
Arbiters
Arbiters are cool,
Arbiters
but
more.
Everyone knows how broken they are, so they're just kind of like complaint you. But like, you see a fleet of carriers, and it's just like they start attacking a tank, and if you're a Terran player, if like 4 carriers come out of the darkness, start attacking your tanks, and you haven't built Goliaths yet, your heart just drops.
No, I fear it more when it's like, I know there's carriers, but there's like 12 carriers and I just can't fight them. Because they just like right click on everything and it dies.
Yeah, I am a little surprised from how this game is panning out a little bit, because it feels like with the way Eddie's playing, stay on 2 base for so long, I thought he would be adding factories earlier than he has.
Yeah, unfortunately build's slipping a bit. We can see he's banking a lot. So he's just not having a coherent build here, unfortunately. And no third CC coming up like you mentioned.
I just noticed this, and it's tragic. If you look at Eddie's 2 base, look at his natural, only mining 1 from gas, not 3.
Oh, and we can see how much he needs gas. That is a problem. Yeah, Goldenov just taking good advantage here because he has a pretty solid build, continuing to expand. Ahead in probes even. So yeah, Goldenov looking way better in this game, I gotta say.
Yeah, Gorgonov establishing that 4th base, already has the pylon wall to stop a vulture counterattack. And has cannons at his 3rd with the 4th, so he's really set up to make sure he can get into his mid-game without any kind of casualties from a random counterattack.
Nice little pullback there after he pokes in. It's hard to react in time sometimes. I like that Eddie's taking out this egg. That's definitely a good move.
Yeah, that is one of those things that you just don't even think about, but it makes your army movement leaving your base so much cleaner to get rid of that.
I forget it like literally every game, and then like there's a recall in there. I'm like, oh yeah, I should probably do this.
Yeah.
So we'll say also these upgrades are extremely late here.
I mean, we do have Storm, we do have Stasis, we got an Arbiter on the way, we got all the stuff Protoss wants to see going. Meanwhile,
Yeah, all the stuff Terran doesn't want to see, that's right.
Yeah. He definitely wants to.
No, I
don't you want to
don't.
just
That's
lose your
fine.
factories for no reason to a bunch of zealots? Yeah, you do.
It's fine. You can make pure Zealot Goon that whole game. That's fine.
No, you can't even blame the Gorgonaut for doing this right now. Like, there's no pressure or anything that from the Terran that says, hey, you need tech gears right now. He is literally just going around with observers and goons and containing the map very effectively.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, I think Gorgonov's taking good advantage of Eddie's mistakes here. Although I don't know if you can call it mistake,
Oh,
right? It's not like
You remember that vulture I lost?
Eddie's
A tank
committing
just
a
got
mistake.
a tank where that vulture was hanging out by the tree just got caught out too. I wonder if there's a missed rally point.
Ooh. Still now, you reckon?
I mean, I don't remember seeing that tank before, and it just was hanging out.
Yeah, under the tree again.
Yeah, under the tree, just off.
I mean, that seems like a pretty sick spot. If you can get vision on the probes, you can actually probably do a lot of damage there. And like the Protoss might not notice.
Yeah, we got seeing a lot of stuff though. But the big thing I'm seeing from Eddie is that like, he has so much bank. He needs to get something done. Like he's trying to float over his command center to take that third, but he doesn't have the map control. If Gorgonoth wants to attack into this once he finishes that arbiter, it's not long for this world if he wants to break one of these positions.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing of having this big bank, right? You're not going to have enough units basically to defend what you've got. I mean, these extra vultures coming out, I think if they are in position when Gorgonoth attacks, he'll be okay. And I don't think Gorgonoth really wants to attack here, just a pure goon as well. So I think it's fine for now. But yeah, this third is very late, and we see Gorgonoth diligently already getting a fifth up here, or at least he will in a second once he stops that cannon that was blocking it. There you go. Although I got to say, Gorgonoth's probe count pretty low.
Yeah, it feels
Should
like
be
he's
up to
been
75
building
by
a lot
now.
of army, looking like he was prepping for some kind of attack to shut down a base, but just never did it.
Yeah.
But he does have a lot of gateways back in the main, really established to keep his macro going once the bases get established. But yeah, it does feel like he's a little behind the economy compared to what he could have been.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised Eddie's actually ahead in SCBs here. Granted, a lot of them aren't mining at the third. But yeah, I think eventually Gorgonoth's going to build up a huge bank of all these bases. I mean, look at this vulture though. That probe barely avoiding it in the bottom right there.
Yeah, I think Gorgonoth's going to go for that other base and be like, wait, why is this here?
Yeah,
Because he never
didn't
swept
deny
the
the
base to make
natural at all.
sure, so it's okay then. We just see an observer going up towards the top left, trying to see is Eddie on a third base that I'm unaware of, like something like that, and not really seeing anything. And again, like I'm surprised Eddie not being diligent about his gas. That third base he took in that pseudo high ground
Ooh.
still hasn't even gotten a refinery there.
Well, at least he has 3 in the natural now.
Yeah, but like you look at the bank, he needs gas. He needs it so badly.
He does. Well, I'm sure he'll get around to it eventually. Looks like he wants to start pushing out on the map here, though. I think that would be a mistake. Because he's not maxed yet, and also the tank count is even not that high.
I mean,
Well, yes.
I'm actually really liking this, because if you looked at what it was like 2 minutes ago,
Oh.
Eddie was down 40, 50 supply. Now they're much closer to even, and even if it just gives Eddie room
True.
to line up the center of the map and give him something.
I don't know about this, though. Like, I feel like, yeah, this stasis is going to come in here, and then this army's going to get crushed, I believe. Let's see.
Come on, only gets 2 though, not the best stasis ever.
Well, I like it, because he did get the tanks in the back there. I think it's alright. It definitely helps.
Yeah, it's not bad, but you just see Gorg just rolling over his army,
Yeah.
going from
And look, he
even
just,
supply
yeah,
to
crushes
up
it.
70. And now he's under
Yeah.
threat to lose the 30 to.
Yeah, like, that was just too early, right? He just was not maxed. And, like, you get more efficient the higher the supplies are. If you could go to 1,000 supply, Terran would probably never lose a game. Because they just have too many tanks everywhere. So,
if you can go
yeah,
to
moving out that
1,000
early was definitely a
If
mistake.
you can go to 1,000 supply full upgrade mutalists would never die to anything because they would cleave all of it to death.
Yeah, but how do you micro that? How do you micro that?
What micro? You A move it. It cleaves everything to death.
But how do you even like select it to A move it? Like that's like 500.
I mean, you're
Okay, yeah,
not
this
wrong.
this game is probably about to end here. I don't think Eddie has much play from here. Now that third is down.
Yeah, especially since he has no real map vision, no map control. Even though like
Yeah.
Gorgonoth is starting to bleed his units as he's pushing into the front, being a little bit careless, but still in a great position given the base count. He's got plenty of production. He's been building units while the fight's been going on, even though he's not moving them into the fight. Got tons of zealots.
Yeah, I will say Gorgonoth doing a pretty poor job managing his economy. Still, this new base doesn't have any probes mining at it, and his probe count in general is just a little low. But he's done a much better job than Eddie here, I think.
Oh,
and it shows the
Gorgonoth having
strength
to
of like
kill a
Protoss.
gateway to escape his base.
Oh, it still can't get out, by the way. He killed
Nope,
the wrong
he's killing 2. This feels awful.
Oh my god. Well, he. Oh no, and there's more trap goons in the top there. See.
You know what? I don't even look at it. I'm not going to show the public. They don't.
You don't want to hurt the poor
No, I'm
viewers'
going to
eyes.
show them. Yeah, this is bad. Like this right here. This is why when you build stuff like
Dude.
gateways, when you you build it in
So many
gateways,
dots.
don't build things diagonally from each other, vertical lines, horizontal lines only, and things can move. The moment we start
Dude,
building
look how
diagonals,
many
it gets
zealots
confusing.
are there.
I don't want to look at things, although I do see a Dark Templar. That's the thing I want to look at. When I see Dark
Oh,
Templar,
where's he recalling in the natural?
In the natural, that's a weird.
That's, yeah.
He really should
I don't know
shut
about
down
this.
the mining. I do not agree with this. I want to kill
Oh,
production.
I'm looking at this. I'm thinking Terrence is going to melt all the zealots. Oh dear. Well, doesn't have enough.
So, like, in case for new pros players, like, oh, double recall, one in the main as well.
Oh, well, that I like.
All right, different
That I
situation.
like.
So, what I was gonna say about recall, the reason you never go for like the natural to shut down economy, like kill that mineral line, is because there's so much stuff clogging your way.
Gee.
Yeah, Eddie GGing out, double recall from Gorgonov. This is the finishing blow that we've been
Yeah.
waiting for.
Yeah, that wasn't cost efficient at all for Gorgonov, but just the fact that Eddie has to spend some units getting back in there, clearing out. Who
Doesn't
knows
have to
what's
be
going to be
cost
taken out.
efficient if you have twice the money.
Exactly, right? And that's kind of the concept behind recalls. Because unless Terran is not prepared at all, they tend to be cleaned up cost efficiently. It's just like, what can you snipe? Can you delay the Terran? Can you kill their economy? You know, all those things.
Yep. All right, so we got one more game coming in, and this one's going to be Gorgonoth versus Queen, the infight team kill.
No!
It'll be fun though. I think it's gonna be okay. But yeah, so what I was saying about recall though, like you don't recall into a natural or something like that to like, just kill economy, because the big reason if that goes south when you start losing a bunch of stuff, there's so many SCVs in the way. There's usually buildings in the way. You can't navigate your army to fight like the tanks shooting you. But if you recall in the main at the production, the easiest, like, effective thing you do is kill machine chops, and all the army has to go out of position to come into you rather than they're already at the natural ready to fight you.
Absolutely. Even if the army isn't sitting in the natural, it's just way easier to get in there because, you know, the choke is pretty wide.
But on this map, we got Queen up in the top with the pink Terran, and we got Gorgonoth with the purple Protoss because he's a man of class. Purple, the best color.
Are you saying pink isn't classy? Wow.
I'm saying Terran's not classy. Fight me.
Wow. You know, Terran is like pretty basic. They're like, okay, so we just have explosions.
No, you know, read about what Meg's done. Tell me Terran's classy. That's not the word I would ever use for them.
Yeah, okay, Meg's still classy. That's fine. I guess I can't argue. Who does Protoss have who's classy though?
You have like all their heroes. Artaz is classy. Like he's trying to fight for his people, find him a new homeworld. You got Saetzero classy. Keeps getting betrayed, but she keeps trying to fight for honor anyway. Like super classy.
Yeah, I feel like Zeratul a bit dumb to be honest. He didn't see it coming. Like you play the Brood War campaign, they're like hinting pretty strongly about what's going on, and you're just like, nope, this is fine. Or Zeratul's like that, rather.
He's naive. He hopes for the best in the world, and is just not willing to accept that some people are.
Well, experience should teach him otherwise. He's a fool, sir.
He's a nice fool.
Okay, so Queen, by the way, putting that depot for the wall-off here, which interests me. I'm not a fan of wall-offs in general. I'm not a wall-off proponent, but they have their uses. And if it is a proxy zealot, like, it does just deny.
I can't say anything about these wall-offs because I love doing proxy 1-gate zealot pressure. I love doing zealot 4-core pressure. I love doing all these things. And every time I play against Queen, I roll into her base, there's a freaking wall. I'm like, no one else does this. Why do you do this?
I think for zealot core, it's fine for Protoss. You haven't, like, hurt yourself that much.
But you would never scout it. It's a blind guess that they're going to do that. And who does that?
Yeah.
No one does that.
Yeah, you never want to do this, right? Because first off, you're sending your SCV further, so it hurts your economy a tiny bit there. And second thing is moving in and out of your base later, especially against recalls, is harder because of these buildings. Oh, interesting wall there. I thought it was going to be second depot, but no, it's factory. Is this going to be a 2-fac here? I'm thinking that it is. Oh, what?
Yo, the tech!
Oh my god!
Oh man, the tech! Whoa. I need to steal that! That's so
That's
sick!
amazing! Wow! So did it have to be a factory for that to work, or would it work if there's a depot in a similar position, I wonder?
I don't know, but oh man, Gorgonoth is just like, screw your wall, I'm scouting anyway, you can't stop me.
Yeah, so this is pretty huge. So now Queen can just see whatever she wants to see, like, the Marine only just came out. Queen gonna have to make a CC here when I think she really wanted to make a factory based on how much cash she might.
I just need to bother Gorg. He needs to teach me how to do that.
Well, same concept as jumping with any wall, right? You know how to do.
I don't actually. No.
It's not hard. You just get the probe up into the corner, and you can build a pile on top of yourself. Then you just spam click the way you want to go. So you spam click inside the wall, and the probe will know what to do.
Okay.
And then you cancel the pile when you.
All right, so it's like those maps where you have lurker eggs, and you gotta just like
Yeah.
units through them. Okay.
Yeah. Of course, the thing is, it only works against certain types of boundaries that don't have much space. So, like, the right side of the factory here, I think is key. I'm not sure, though. I'm not quite sure about the interaction.
Okay.
Like, you know, if you put a pylon next to a gate, you're not going to start jumping, right? Because there's space for the probe to sit there.
So, the probe does get taken out. A little delay on Gorgonoth, but does see the CC first. Doesn't see a 2 factory. Has a really good idea going on. But I just want to say, like, strategy-wise, I do not like the wall that Queen's doing here. And the primary reason is that, especially with the factory far back, you have the machine shop there. If your opponent went for Dragoon pressure, how are you ever going to defend it? Other than repair and hope it's enough.
Well, Queen, like, delayed this tank for no real reason. You can definitely get a tank out, like, just after the goon gets to your base. So you just repair your wall for a little bit, then you have a tank and you can beat them back. Especially going siege mode first here.
Right, but even like the tank wouldn't have a lot of room because it would have to be on the supply depot side of it. It wouldn't have a lot of room to work with. And then once range finishes, you don't have any room to work with.
So a tank outranges the goon.
Through a wall, though?
Yeah. I feel like we've had this conversation before. Like, the tank behind the wall is not as bad as you think. Well, anyway, there's siege mode right now anyway.
Yeah, siege
Dude,
mode
I think Queen could probably
outranges
come in.
everything.
Of course. So basically just consider this a siege expand build, but without a wall. I mean, without a ramp, rather.
I suppose so, and looks like it's going to work out pretty well that Gorgonoth to get a lot of pressure on. I actually am a little surprised that you see him here. He's still going for that robo, not like a fast third or anything, because you see this as a Pro player. I would assume, like, I can expand again because you can't put pressure on me. You could see the production out of the barracks. There wasn't a lot of Marines being made for like an FD kind of situation or anything like that. So I feel like you could have really kind of skimped, and Gorgonoth just decided staying safe.
I think it's good to be safe with these 2 gates because Queen could have got a second factory instead of an academy here and come out with like mines. Granted, it wouldn't be as strong as if it was like a bunker expand or something, but it could happen, and you just want to make sure of it. In fact, look at it this way: if you know you're ahead based on how slow this expand is, then why get greedy?
I mean, so that's one of the classic responses, as far as my understanding of 2-gating works. Is you go 2-gate goon, it applies pressure, gives you the opportunity to. But the moment you realize, oh, I'm not gonna be able to do damage, the moment you realize, like, oh, I'm not gonna be able to break, I should take a third as fast as I can to keep my economic advantage. And
Well,
it's like
look,
they're not gonna be able to punish the 2-gate production because you just stop for a little bit and then you keep back on and you have a good army count.
Well, the third is like half done. How much do you want, man? Ask.
I usually try to have my third base before the second's mining. Like the third base started, at least.
Good God. Okay, so what if Terran's just going 4-fact behind this? I'm pretty sure you would die.
Yeah, but wouldn't I see that if I was pressuring the wall? It wouldn't be like 1 tank.
No
it
way.
would be a 2 or 3.
No, not at all. So the expand is normal. It's just after that, instead of adding an academy and a second shop, Queen just adds 3 factories, makes vultures, and tank off 1 shop and starts pushing with mines.
I'm just glad you're on a team teaching our Terrans. I can't wait to play against this.
Yeah, well, I'll be practicing against you with this later. Teach you your greedy ways cannot be sustained.
Please do. We do see normal stuff from Gorgonoth, getting up to a couple of gateways of production on 3 base, has the observatory finished, although I don't see the observer on the map yet. I don't know.
It's in Queen's Main.
Oh, okay, it's just in the main. Okay, check the factory count. That makes sense.
Yeah. Yep, so Queen will see it's pretty standard. I mean, this third factory actually is an interesting one for me. Because normally Terran sits on 2 factories to get that CC. You can go 3 factories and just get like a few more vultures out and delay that expansion a little bit. Although I'm not really a fan. I'd rather go all out or not all out, you know what I mean?
I mean, given
All out or
where
all
the
in, is that
SCV
something you can
like,
say?
I was gonna say, given where the SCV is, isn't this like looking like some base timing push?
Yes, actually, it is looking like that right now, actually. Now, this is not like a super aggressive all-in type thing because you have the Academy Armory already. It can just be like a powering build and you expand a bit later. And Protoss is compelled not to take the 4th against this, because if they do, you can push and probably kill them. But at the same time, if Protoss kind of just sits back, gets their tech, wow, there's that 4th, never mind. So definitely there's an opportunity for Queen to push here, assuming she's going to add up to 6 factories. And going to come out with a bunch of vultures plus some tanks.
I mean, what is the indication for something like maybe you're doing like a 2-base +1 push versus like waiting for that like +2/+1 max push? Like when do you decide to do these kind of things? What are you looking for from your Protoss opponent?
Okay, so if Terran gets just like one shot on a bunch of factories before Armory Academy, they're going to be pushing right away, probably with like 4 to 6 tanks, just drowning vultures. If they get the Armory Academy, it's probably going to be a later push. Honestly, it really doesn't depend on the build so much, it's just what Terran sees and what they want to do, whether they're going to wait or not. I guess you could say like you can see Terran go 4 factory then CC, and that indicates obviously they're not trying to try and push. If they go up to 6 factories right away, then they either, if you get a 4th, they're going to have to push or they're going to be behind, or you have to sit back and just wait until you have your tech, like usually after this, right? So I don't know, I guess to answer your question, there's no real way to see that just with the observer. It just depends what you're doing and what Terran wants to do. Yeah, Queen definitely coming out here.
Yeah, they're pushing the way through. No Zealot's the way to really dissuade this, so you're gonna have to be careful, especially since both players on 0-0 upgrades. No one really completed anything yet. I think Gorgonov just finished. No, he did not.
This is the thing. Gorgonov got that 4th Nexus instead of investing into more gateways, which is what you should do when you see that many factories, right? Going up to 8 gates now, but if Queen can get to the position where she has a stranglehold on the natural and just keep reinforcing, I think she'll be in a very strong spot here.
We do see the classic Protoss move from Gorgonov, going up to a bunch of gateways, not advancing his tech further, and getting a couple Dark Templar just to do that Academy check. Did you build some common sense?
Queen really not utilizing Siege here. Unfortunately, the Greens are too close now, even. Okay, backs off though. Honestly, if Gorgonov dived in just then, he probably would have won the game. So yeah, Queen actually just like going home. I feel like a bit of missed macro there. She could have had more vultures as well with that. And she just did not utilize Siege to try and push up here. So unfortunately, the push looks like it's failed, and so Gorgonov gets the best of both worlds. Like, Terran is pushing, not expanding, and you got your own 4th up. Arbiter Tech is somewhat on the way. Hasn't started the Tribunal just yet.
Yeah, finished the Stargate. We're actually kind of dealing with the opposite situation we saw in the last game, where he got the Templar Archive ahead of anything, didn't use it, and then he got the Stargate ready rather than the vice versa.
Queen just does not like workers, man. Seeing her other game as well. Only on 30 ACVs.
This feels very committed to like a 2-base timing push, but not executing it in the way that it needs to be executed.
Yeah. And now, yeah, I think Queen has to kind of sit back and expand, but it's going to be extremely tough from here. And again, I know I just said it, but like if you're going to take a 3rd, you're going to need more SCVs too.
This is just a lot of, I don't know, like maybe it was like an intimidation where it's just like, I don't want to play a late game versus someone like you, but then just not committing to the attack. It feels very disjointed, where it's like, it looked like the beginning of this game where it's like, oh, it's going to be a committed early attack, force some defense, maybe do some damage, go from there, but then the attack never happened.
I mean, I think it was okay call for Queen to pull back based on what she had versus the opponent, but that is also the problem, right? Like, is the build not having kind of the vultures it needed to reinforce.
Meanwhile, see Gorgonov over in the left side securing off his main and natural for the 2nd player base. So going to be able to secure 6 bases whenever he decides to do it. We're trying to move out though, but even then, like not a lot of map control. You got to be very careful with these.
Well, yeah, once these Zealots join this army, it becomes extremely dangerous. Oh my god, get off those mines. Okay, she does advance beyond those mines. Oh my god, what am I seeing right now?
Oh no! Oh no!
Wow, that was something. But here come the Zealots. Well, on their own,
they're bypassing all this and go straight for the natural to do some counterattack damage. I love this decision.
That might work. I mean, there's some mines here, but it's not really enough. I mean, that mine tried to go too big. It tried to hit every Zealot to take it out. And yeah, Queen doesn't really have any defense here. So I think Gorgonov should just storm in. And it's not like Queen is really going to be able to get into the main here, I don't think.
Meanwhile, Queen trying to push through. Gonna have to go through some building these things. If we're just building Zealots from Gorgonov, it's gonna be a little bit difficult. But the vultures are in with the army, so this could be dangerous to keep pushing this attack from Queen. Meanwhile, units swarming into the main, gonna be able to cut off any kind of reinforcement from
Yeah, I think Queen's choices are limited because if she goes back, already so much damage is going to have happened that it'll be kind of a loss anyway. So I think continuing the attack here is the least bad option.
Yeah, at some point
The best
you gotta
worst
just take
choice
the,
if you
you gotta take the chance where it's like this is the thing that's gonna win me the game instead of not lose me the game.
yeah.
It's like
I mean, in this scenario, I think in this scenario, Queen doesn't really have any chance either way. But I think it makes sense to keep attacking there.
This is just worse though. When you have a couple
Storm
years
ready?
of just hanging
Storm
out.
3. Yeah, and that DT even as well gonna pick this up. Damn, so Gorgonoff again a pretty solid build, and Queen I would say not so much. So
I mean, this is
good job
definitely
by
this is definitely a discussion to think about though, because we had the team reveal, we saw where people were landing on things, and
GG.
Queen getting upgraded to tier 2 while Gorgon's been a solid tier 2 player. This is kind of the difference between the upper end and the lower end, I think.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, people are going to be divided into tiers. I'm not sure where the tiers fell for these two players. Actually, I can check it right now. So Gorgonoff tier 2. I can't imagine they put Queen in tier 3 though. I think she's better
Nope,
than that.
the Queen's tier 2 got promoted up.
Okay, so they put them in the same tier. But of course, we have that CPL MR built in as well. And who knows? Queen could probably be up to scratch pretty easily.
Yeah, but I do just think it's that kind of difference where it's like Queen's probably upgraded, but in the lower end, Gorgon's been tier 2 for a while, probably closer to
That's true. That's true.
That's the kind of difference that people have to remember when they play ladder or anything like that. That there is that kind of small difference where it's like 100 MR points. It sounds small, but it could mean worlds different.
Absolutely, yeah.
But
I mean, in the Elo system, 100 MMR is pretty significant, isn't it?
Yeah, in the like if you think about it, but it sounds small. It is significant though, for sure. But so we casted a short group tonight. I just wanted to make sure I can get things finished and not be bogged down. But things are going pretty well. Thank you for joining me for the cast.
No worries, everyone. Tomorrow, actually no, not even tomorrow. Tonight. When are they casting?
So yeah, we got a cast later tonight. Let me get the exact details so I don't flub that up for us. We got a cast from Cold Warp Gates and Least. They're going to be casting at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. They're going to be casting some Week 1 games, going back a little bit in time, but it's going to be probably around the Tier 2 difficulty, and it's going to be exciting to check out.
Nice, awesome.
Alright, well, thank you for joining me for the cast. I had a lot of fun with this one.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Alright, everyone else, have a good night. Make sure you tune in. Like I said, it's Least. It's going to be on the CPL Discord. Least and Cold Warp Gates are casting some more stuff tonight. And we did do the team reveal stream. If you haven't watched that, that's a VOD. It's on the channel for Coach-Pupil League, our official CPL channel. You can check that out to watch the VOD. It's going to be on YouTube in a future date. Come like whenever you're available. Other than that, everyone have a good night. Finish the the rest of your weekend and get ready for regular season. We got practice.